So today's practice is honouring the Libra new moon that is at the time of filming this coming Wednesday. The Libra, as you know, is the sign of balance, a set of scales. So it doesn't really matter when you do this recording, it's all about balance. Props you will need are a couple of bricks. You might have books instead, and if you haven't, it doesn't really matter. If you have access to some bed pillows or a bolster, as I have here, that will also be good, because in the spirit of balance, we are going to do a nice mixture of movement and stillness. So again, astrologically, it's the Libra new moon, but it doesn't really matter whenever you do this. So let us begin bringing that idea of balance into our body right from the outset. So as you come to a comfortable cross-legged position, just elongate your spine, roll the shoulders back, and as you close your eyes, perhaps just do a little wiggle from side to side, maybe forward and back, and come to where you consider is a place of balance, where the head is over the shoulders, shoulders over hips. And into that space, just settle into your bones. And feel your sit bones connecting you to the earth beneath you. And as you drop into that sense of being rooted, connected, we're very much into that autumn energy now. Start to elongate your spine and get a sense of the crown of your head being connected to the cosmos, the heavens, the sky above you. And feel your breath coming into these two directions. So breathing in from the base of your spine, from the crown of the head to the base of the spine. So base of spine to crown, crown to base. And just drop into a really sense of balance to breathing now. So breathing in for a count of 4 or 5. And balancing that with the same count out, 4 or 5, known as samavriti, equal breath. So 3 to 4 rounds of your breathing, focusing on the journey up and the journey down. And perhaps you have your eyes closed. As you do, just start to drop in. This is the season of turning inwards now. What is your inner experience right now? Noticing without joining those emotions, thoughts, feelings, sensations. Can you just bear witness to it all? And just repeat to yourself on this next exhale, I am here. So the new moon is a time of new beginnings. Often people set intentions for the new moon. What would you like to bring in for yourself in this next lunar cycle? More rest, more peace, more love, more money. Nobody knows. Just perhaps call to mind something that you would like to welcome in. And breathe that intention into every cell, bone, fiber, muscle of your body. And we'll explore those ideas of what balance looks like in this practice today. So let's lean back, and in the nature of true balance, let's swap the cross of our legs. So roll the shoulders back. And if you imagine the sign of Libra, it's a set of scales. So just take those arms out to the side, close your eyes. You might already feel a little bit of tingling in the arms. Palms are up. And just take 2 deep breaths. And then just lean a little bit to your left. As you do, turn your right wrist down. Then turn the right wrist up, lean to the right, turn the left wrist down. And just explore really rotating the wrist, but not in circles, just kind of as if you're unscrewing a jam jar. So thumb up, thumb down, just swaying side to side. And then next time you come to center, bring those arms all the way up and overhead and interlace them. And then just start to circle into the waist. So leaning to one side, then the other. There's a little bend in the elbows. And a reminder that everything goes in cycles. The seasons, the moon, the earth. And so do we. We have our personal summers, our personal winters. And now let's get to the top and start to turn the opposite way. But this time we're circling into the upper back. So just exploring what's going on in your spine this morning. And come back to center. Lift those arms up, gaze towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pull your belly in, really curve into the back as you bring those fingers in front of you. Inhale, rise back up again. Maybe the arms go slightly behind you. And just explore the shoulders. Exhale, tuck your belly in and come forward. Final time, inhale, arms come back. With breath out, we come in, we curve in. And as we tuck our chin now, breathe into the back of your heart, shoulder blades. Feel like you're pulling your fingers apart to sort of really activate those shoulders. And just take a deep breath. And then let's rise up, reach those arms up. And this time we take a twist. So the right arm comes across your body, left fingers behind, and root those left fingertips down to rise up. And close your eyes as you tap into that energy rising again from the base of the spine to the crown. And drop into the hips as you breathe out from the crown to the base. And do that one more time, those two opposite energies. Inhale, we come back to center, fingers rise up. Exhale, we turn the other way. Left hand rests on knee, right fingers behind. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find rotation. And just feel the breath going up and down, up and down. And come back to center. And just for a moment, snuggle the palms of the hands into the knees and just take a deep breath again, even breath, Samavriti. Breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. Just do that one more time. It's time to sit down and stand still as we move into this next season and lunar cycle. So let's come on to all fours now. And as we spread the fingers underneath our shoulders, your knees are under your hips. And breathe in as you take a long spine and lift your heart. Breathe out as you press the floor away and tuck the chin. And do this a few times. And just noticing how the body is showing up today without any judgment of it. And as we come back to all fours, we're going to think about our roots now as it's autumn. Take your right foot back and spread your toes as you press into the center of the right heel. And then lengthen the spine forward and then kick back into the heel. Inhale again to the base of the spine, to the crown, and then kick back. Stay now with that right heel back. And if you want more of a stretch, bring your left knee towards your knee. Sorry, left knee towards your nose even, lifting up the left ankle too. Feel that stretch all the way down the back of the right leg, the roots. And can you breathe into that space, that sensation? And now we drop the left shin, we flip the right foot, and we turn sideways on our mat. As you breathe in, that right arm rises. Breathe out, right arm over ear, and just breathe into the right side of your body. So make sure that left leg is supporting you like a little kickstand. You might take the left foot back. And now, like a set of scales, we're going to lift ourselves. So using your core, spread those arms out. Or bow to the earth as you take the hands to prayer. Inhale, rise again. Exhale, we bow. Inhale, we rise. Stay there with those fingers wide open. Take a deep breath in. And now lean to the right as we come into gate pose. So with your right hand, press against the right thigh to help you turn your heart and chest up. And deeply, deeply breathe. One more breath. Breathing in, set of scales again. Just open those palms. Breathe into this moment, this gesture of receiving what's there for us. And then we come onto all fours. And from all fours now, just start to move and circle. So as we know, the moon governs the waters of the earth and arguably affects the waters in our body. And the word lunacy comes from lunar. So again, some of us get affected. And then coming forward and back again, maybe rounding into child's pose. And then when you're ready, we'll do all of that on side 2. We're going to take that left leg back, press into the center of the heel, gaze forward and just pulse a little bit forward and backwards. Feeling all those muscles along the left leg. Kick left heel down, maybe lift up the right knee now. So again, stronger stretch, make sure it's what you need. If we set intentions at New Moon, we have to be careful we're not trying to change ourselves or fix ourselves and somehow start from the idea that we're not perfect as we are. And take the right shin down as we turn the left foot and lift our left arm up towards the sky. Take a deep breath. Left arm over ear, long stretch down the left side, really root into your little toe side of the left foot. And now pull your tummy in from your core. We lift up into gate pose. Sweep those arms open wide. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's bow. Breathing in, open, expand. Exhale, let's bow to the earth, Mother Earth. Breathing in, let's stay up this time. Spread your fingers, deep, deep breath. And then lean to the left. And just a light press of the left thigh with the left hand to help. Chest up. And we come down, we take the hands down. Here we are again on all fours. And maybe today you need a rest and sit back into child's pose. Maybe you're raring to go into a down dog, so we can feel a bit more sleepy at the new moon. Bend your knees now and start to slowly pedal out the feet. And press the floor away with your hands as you take your waistline, thighs and hips back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale everything else out. And then very slowly, walk the feet towards the hands. And as you come into Tadasana, forward fold, Uttanasana, press into your feet, bend the knees and let the head be heavy. Maybe there's a little sway. Just take a moment of human connection to your roots. Can you take your hands and just rub down the back of your legs? And as you get to the back of the knees, give them a little prod, because our joints get dry in autumn. And then move the hands around to your knees and give your knees a little rub. Drake the fingers all the way down back to the earth. Have a little sway. And now consciously press into your feet so firmly as from there you start to unravel your spine. And as you unravel your spine, finally the shoulders roll back. And here we are in the mountain pose at the front of the mat. And just close your eyes to drop awareness into your feet. When we're anxious, we're always in our heads. So we're going to do a sort of sun salutation variation, slightly different, thinking about balance. As you breathe in, the arms raise up. As you breathe out, you come to a fold. Breathe in, flat back. Step back, left leg, drop left knee. Breathing in, arms lift up. And if you remember the thing we did in the warm-up, interlace your fingers and circle the lower back. Make sure that right knee is very firmly over the foot and it's not wobbling along for the ride. And then as you get to a circle, change direction into your upper back. Just feeling into the spine, the shoulders, the waistline. Breathing in, open the arms, lift the heart up wide. Exhale, hands come down, downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, we might come through our first vinyasa now. Breathe your way forward. Stay where you are if you'd rather. Lower to the earth. Breathing in, heart rises. Breathing out, downward facing dog. And take 2 deep breaths. Inhale, left leg rises. Breathing out, left foot comes between the hands. So this is different, low lunge. Lengthen the right heel back, lift the heart, take a deep breath. Exhale, soften shoulders. And now as you inhale, stand on your left leg, lift your right leg up. So it's like a standing aeroplane. Breathing in, hands are on the ground. Right foot comes next to left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep arms all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to feel your feet. Let all thoughts evaporate on the exhale. Same thing, side 2. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. This time, step back over the right leg, drop the right knee. Breathing in, arms lift up. Again, that interlace. Big circles into the lower back. Make sure the elbows are bent. Really lean to the side. Feel what's going on in your body. And then change the direction of those circles and take them in the upper back. And circling is good for our joints. Now free the arms up, gaze towards the sky. Take a huge breath in. And the hands come down, back to downward facing dog. And the same thing, you might stay there, you might rest, you might come through a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Feel your feet and your hands, everything that's rooting to you. Now take the deepest breath as you drop back into your body. Often we've gone somewhere else. Breathing in, the right leg rises. Breathing out, the right foot comes through. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Breathing in, left leg rises up like a grounded aeroplane. Left foot comes to the ground. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Breathing in, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, and take a moment to feel your feet. Breathing out. Moving on, we're going to come into chair pose, sinking deep. Keep your hands at heart, or you might bring the arms in front of you. This is strong. Take a deep breath in. And now maybe a deeper breath in. And then taking the hands back to prayer, lift up your left knee. So exploring balance again, spread your left toes. And let's step back to a high lunge. Breathing in, arms lift up. We've done it before, let's do it again. Circle, lower back. Go slow. And then circle the upper back. And then bring the hands to your thighs. So your interlace is pressing onto the thigh. And press the thigh back into the hands. So this really switches your muscles on, which is important as we get older. So we're not just hanging out in our joints. So just feel that right muscle wake up. And now we're coming into a pose called Dagasana. So this is, we lift the left leg and we press the right thigh bone back with our hand. So we're using the limbs to elongate the spine. And of course we might fall over. And that's the joy of doing this at home. No one sees you. Not that it matters anyway. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath. And draw up onto your toes. That's a tricky one. Breathing in, we sweep the arms up. And then we turn into what we call power pose. So we turn to the side of the mat with the arms up. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, circle the hands towards the earth. And let the head be really heavy as you drop. And stay in stillness now as you take 3 deep breaths. And let all thoughts fall away as you just come back to sensation in body. Inhale, hands to hips, halfway. Breathing up, all the way up. Do a little wiggle. And then turn the right foot forward. So we're coming into the kind of motif that we've been practicing now. Come into Warrior Two for a moment. Lift your toes, root the toes down. And then gaze forward now as you take 3 deep breaths. And now we reverse, but we straighten the right leg and we reverse triangle. So left hand comes back, right arm comes up. Reach into your right fingers, take a breath. And as you exhale, the right hand taps the right leg, left arm lifts. Press into your feet, breathe in. From your center, gather yourself back up again into reverse triangle. Breathing out, we come back. Notice if your mind's everywhere. If it is, just focus on the palm of your hand one more time. So again, this set of scales, perpetually moving. And now the right hand comes down. Maybe we slide it further down the leg, but we want to keep our head in line with the shoulders. Reach into your left fingertips, press into your little toes, and we breathe. And come back to that nice balanced breath. In for 4, out for 4. Slowly, we rise back up again. We look towards the front of the mat, reaching up, and we come through a vinyasa, maybe, or we rest. And again,
When we get to downward facing dog, take a deep breath in, step or hop towards the front of the mat. Pause at the front of the mat, take a halfway lift. Breathe out, we come back down again. And once again, we come into chair pose. Hands at heart or arms in front for a little bit more of a challenge. Take 2 deep breaths. Building the pace now, the momentum. Hands back to heart, lift up your right knee. And sure, we might wobble. Spread the toes. Keep that spine nice and long. Step back, high lunge. Breathing in, arms lift. Again, that interlace. Final time, we're going to be circle the lower back. And this, of course, is a balance as we tip to the side. Go really slow. Bring the energy into the side body. And then as we change directions, we're circling into the upper back. Have those elbows bent. Really feel your shoulder blades. And then lift the heart. Keep the interlace as we press the interlace down into the thigh. Your thigh presses back into the interlace and just feel the engagement of that left muscles on the hip. Notice if you do this, if you're tensing your shoulders. And then option 40-gasana. So we lift up the right heel, we're exploring. We might decide to take it back again. Or we might lift up the right leg as we press our hands into the left. And just breathe. And then we drop down. We open our arms up wide. This is power pose. Reach for the sky, the moon. And as we exhale, we come back to our forward fold. And this time again, we might keep our body still, or you might wish to move a little bit. What helps you bring balance to your body? Because every day is different. So we want this practice to be a form of medicine for you, not a form of fixing anything or bettering anything, because we're already whole. And then maybe just linger in stillness. Maybe your forearms come down. Maybe you hold on to your toes. Just breathe into this sweet moment. And as you breathe out, let something go. And then slowly we come up, hands to hips. Slowly we rise. Pause at the top, take a deep breath in. Turn the left foot forward, coming into warrior 2. The arms extend, we fix our gaze forward and we take 3 deep breaths. And then we straighten the left leg. So coming in between those 2 shapes again. As we breathe in, we tip back. And as we breathe out, we tip forward. So constantly we're being pulled in 2 directions. Can we stay in our center, our core, as we move between these 2 shapes? Final time, we reverse our triangle. Keep pressing into the right heel. And then we settle into Trikonasana triangle pose. Maybe the left hand slides further down, but can you reach into your fingers, look towards the thumb, press firmly into the right heel. 3 breaths. Pick yourself up, warrior 2, circle that right arm forward, reach for the sky, take a breath in, vinyasa. And we're going to meet in child's pose. You might come through a vinyasa first, so lengthening the spine, lowering to the earth, breathing in, we rise, and then we sit back. So the new moon and the autumn, both times where we're called to turn in. So as you turn in now, what's going on? Just notice your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and then connect to your body as you feel your body on the earth. And then fill the torso with breath. Two more really full. See them as breaths that are clearing away anything old and stagnant. Going all the way up to stand. Downward facing dog. Lengthen back. Take a deep breath. Remember, you can always rest more. Lift your heels. Look towards the front of the mat as you step and hold. Breathing in, flat back. Breathe up to fold.
Breathe in as you circle the arms up. So our final round is the most challenging. Know that you can always go back to the shapes we did earlier. Coming back into chair pose. Keep your hands at prayer this time. Lift up your left heel. Just maybe you might lift up your left toes and take them behind you. I think this is called drinking bird. Now feel the strength of that right hip and see if you can stay with a balance or grab onto your dog. Breathing in, let's lift up the left knee. This time, warrior three. Let's come all the way back. So not holding on to the leg this time, kick it back, take a breath. Maybe your arms are behind you, maybe they're in front. And wobbling is part of balance, so remember that too. And let's drop down. Breathing in, let's sweep the arms up. This time, open into a T-twist. Take those arms very, very wide. And then bring the right hand back as the left arm lifts. Reach from left waist to left fingers, take a breath. And come all the way up. Hold on to your hips now and take the left heel to the side. We're going to come briefly into warrior one. Bend the right knee. You can just about see your big toe. And breathe in as you sweep those arms up towards the sky. Sink deep, press into the left heel, breathing in. And breathing out. 2 more breaths. And that nice balanced breath. 1 more breath. And now interlace the palms behind you for a humble warrior. Breathing in, the heart rises. This is a balance. Bring your head towards the instep and press into the left heel to keep you up. And now breathe into the back. Press into your feet slowly. We lift up and then we straighten both legs. Hop the left foot in a little bit. So we're going to come into, we just did it on triangle pose. We're now going to do that into reverse triangle. So breathing in, arms lift. Breathing out, we open them wide. We're turning to the right. Press into your feet. Inhale, you lean back. Straight leg this time. Exhale, left hand taps the brick, which might be by your right foot, the little toe side or the other side. Inhale, rise back up again. Feel what's going on in your hips. Exhale, left fingers come back. Not so easy this way, of course. Breathing in, we reverse. And then we come back and we stay in what we call Parivrtta Trikonasana. So your right hand might begin on your lower back, making sure the pelvis is stable. Then you might reach your right arm up to the sky. Press into the feet. This is the balance. And now can you find that breath again from the base of the spine to the crown of the head? One more deep breath. Slowly, slowly come up. Press your feet into the ground. Breathing in, the arms lift up. And once again, we come through our vinyasa. So this is our last round of standing poses. Know that rest is coming, because it's a truly balanced class today. And as we come back to down dog, feel everything that roots you. Hands, feet. Into this moment, breathe. Sign away everything else. Not there now. Step or hop towards the front of the mat. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out, fold. Once again, chair pose. So take a moment to feel your feet. We know what's coming. This is tough. Lift up your right heel. Well, it's tough for me. Maybe take your right toes back. And feel that left hip wobbling away to establish balance. Breathing in, let's lift your right leg. Pause there. I'm going to have such strong legs and hips after this. And take your leg back for warrior three. Long spine, hands can go behind you, in front of you, floor, or stay where they are. 2 breaths. And let's drop back. And as the toes drop, we rise up, and then we open into that T-twist. Keep that back leg strong and long as you kick away into the heel. Lean back now, left hand comes back, right arm reaches up, creating space in the right side of the body. And the right hand comes to the hip. And we hippity hop the right foot out to the side. So warrior one, the back foot, the right foot is sort of 12 were it to be a clock. And then we bend the left knee so we can just about see our left big toe. Inhale, arms rise up and bend. So looking up to our thumbs, our hands, breathing into the back, the upper back. Take about 3 deep breaths here. And then humble warrior, bowing to our inner teacher, the heart. Interlace your fingers, lift the heart, breathe in, and then we fold towards our front foot, kicking well into that back heel. And always we'll lose our breath, so commit once again to that balanced breath. In for 4, out for 4. 2 more of those. And press into the feet as you lift up. And pause. So I'm turning round so I can see the camera. So again, we're coming into the twisted triangle. We have 2 straight legs. Our feet pretty much stay where they are. Breathe in, we lift our arms up. As we breathe out, we open them wide. And you might stay here. You might not want to go anywhere else. Otherwise, inhale, we lean back. Exhale, move from your center, your core. As we slowly come forward and lift the left arm. Press into the right heel, pull your tummy in. We come back again, we reverse. So the slower we go, the more grounded we are and the more kind of work we're doing, really. Final time, inhale, we rise. We whiz through our yoga practice. We tend to be quite disconnected. And then again, we stay as that right hand comes to the earth. We might take the left hand to the lower back. Check that your pelvis is stable. Keep pressing into that right heel and then lift your left arm. I know that very soon we are going to rest. 2 more deep breaths. Make sure as you come up, you're pressing into the right heel. You're pulling your tummy in. That is super strong for the legs, reaching up. This will be your final vinyasa. So we are going to meet standing at the front of the mat. You might decide to go straight there and wait, or come through your final flow. Moving with breath. Breathing away everything else. Pause and breathe. Lift up the heels, look towards the hands. Step or hop. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out, we fold. Little bend in the knees as you inhale. And sweep those arms up. And come back to center. And just close your eyes for a second or 2. 1 hand to heart, 1 hand to tummy. Let your awareness drop back into your feet. And breathe. And 1 more balance before we come to the other. This is a very grounding balance. Again, it's accesses our hips. We're going to lift up the left knee, pause, flex your left foot and take it just above the right knee. So I'm going to face you so you can see. So we're not coming into tree pose. The foot is across. And then we take our hands to prayer as we come down. We might not get very far. We might take our forearms to the shin. We might bring our fingertips to the ground. Just finding the right stretch for your body today. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. 2 more breaths. Pull the tummy in as you bring yourself back up from the earth. And take the foot flat and then just shift the weight from foot to foot. And of course, every time we stand on one leg, we're balancing, and we might think we don't do that, but that's every time we walk. So life is all about balance. Left foot is your standing leg this time. Lift up your right leg, flex your left foot, and take it just below the knee, above the knee, sorry, coming into the same shape. And Rumi, one of his many, many quotes is, life is a balance of holding on and letting go. So just let go of the need to be perfect. And maybe you're holding onto the sofa. I'm sure that's not what Rumi meant, but find your expression, this shape. Press into the foot as you come all the way back up again. Release the foot, just take the weight side to side. All is good. Take the feet together, roll the shoulders back. We are going to come onto our tummies now for some back bends. So we'll kind of finish with one vinyasa after I just lied and said it was the last. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, come to your forward fold. Breathing in, take a flat back. Breathing out, downward facing dog. And just take one moment to really fully root. Feel your fingertips, feel the toes. Soften the shoulders and breathe into your whole body. And then slowly we come forward. And you can drop onto your knees now. We're just coming to lie flat on our stomachs. And then take your head to the hands. Shake out the hips. So we're coming into our longer holds now. And our first one is a Sphinx pose. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So we often resist back bends because we like to spend our life in a forward fold, but they're so important, especially at menopause and beyond, because our lower back is most vulnerable to osteoporosis. So the option I'm going to take is forearms to bolster. Now that might not work for you. That might be too strong, in which case take your forearms to the ground. And then final option, if your back is just not happy today, is to cradle your skull in your fingertips. So all choices are good choices when you listen to your body. So timer is on now for 2 minutes. Can you now drop into a quiet space? Allow the eyes to soften, maybe close. And even if your eyes are closed, can you take your awareness to your tip of your nose? Because even with our eyes closed, we can sometimes be frantically moving our eyes if we're a little bit frazzled. And now really deepen the breath in for 4, out for 4, possibly extending that to 5 or 6. And I'm going to remove my voice now as you just focus on breath and body. And if you find the mind just will not be still, just simply repeat. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. The Buddha's first teaching. Just a few more breaths left. So you're going to hear a bell in a moment. When you hear the bell, take 3 more deep breaths. Let each breath get a little longer, a little deeper. Finishing with a sigh. In some Buddhist traditions, the bell is a call back to present moment because it recognizes we all often are not there. So just notice where you were. And then come onto your tummy, make that little pillow for your head again and just sway the hips. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. And then from there, we're going to come into cat pose. So very briefly, we're going to come up from the Sphinx, come all the way up and then press into the floor as you tuck your chin. We're not going to be here for long, but really round into your back. So bringing balance to the spine now. Again, notice your shoulders. Sometimes we can be a little tense there. And then we're going to come forward and we're going to come into our forward fold. So forward folds can be much more demanding for our back. This is for 1 minute. Take your heels together and toes together. Knees are out to the side. So it's in yin, we call it butterfly. In traditional yoga, Baddha Konasana, holding onto your feet or your ankles. You are rounding the spine here. So tuck the chin and breathing into the back. So new moon is often seen as a time that we let go, but sometimes that can just be pressure. And there's a lovely quote from Jeff Foster, the Buddhist teacher, who says, just let go of letting go. Can we just be in acceptance of where we are? So breathing into the back, letting go of all thoughts on the exhale. And a very short quote from Jack Cornfield. In the end, only 3 things matter: how well we have lived, how well we have loved, and how well we have learned to let go. So perhaps we can just learn to let go of the breath, trusting the other stuff will drop when it's ready. And then just notice where the mind had drifted to and take 3 more deep breaths. Pull the tummy in, slowly roll up. Roll the shoulders back. Close your eyes and stay present after the shape. Things are always shifting. Just move into that stillness. And now we're taking a pose called deer, which is a very wonky pose. This is not a balanced pose. It really does align our pelvis. And we want the bolster or cushions or whatever we've got to be by our right hip. We're not going to, no, we're not, sorry, we're going to put it in front of us. Ignore me. Take your right shin parallel to the front of the mat and your left knee into the sole of the right foot. And first of all, grow tall. Roll the shoulders back. You'll notice your left hip's lifted quite a lot, your left buttock. That's okay, but see if you can soften it down. And there might be sensation that come with that. You might even want to give your hip a little rub. And I always think this is a good metaphor for letting go, because we let go and then we lift it back up again. So see if you can just drop and really deepen the breath. And take about 4 full, spaciously deep, balanced breaths here. So, of course, you can stay here. Otherwise, we're going to bring the bolster, the cushions, whatever it is in front of you and come onto it. So take your hands together and fold. So again, the left buttock is lifted. That's okay. We're here for a minute. And again, just observe the letting go of the breath. And see if we can let go of our thoughts as well. Stay with the breath, letting go of everything else that's coming in. Three deep breaths. And slowly, slowly, slowly come up. And we're going to take this to a twist now, which is called deer twist. No surprises why, because we're in deer. So right hip, the bolster now is next to your right hip. It's long ways vertically on your mat. Again, if you haven't got a bolster, use cushions. And then we turn. So our legs stay in this kind of pinwheel shape. And we turn our belly button to the center of the bolster. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. It's a nice restful twist. Lengthen your spine over the bolster. And then you decide, do you have your left ear down, so you're looking away from the knees, or right ear down as you look towards the knees. Again, both are good choices. And you might need to prop your bolster up a little bit more if you find that you're a bit uncomfortable in your back there. 2 minutes. So often when we're in twists, we focus more on the breath coming laterally into the side ribs. So keeping that balanced breath, breathing in for a count of 4 or 5. But pause at the top of the breath for a count of 2. Breathing out for a count of 4 or 5. Pause at the end of the breath for a count of 2. And into these spaces between the breaths, explore what you can let go of, what thought, what looping conversation, what tightening of the muscles, the jaw, the eyes. Perhaps even repeating let on the inhale, go on the exhale. Staying here for some more breaths. And there's a quote by young Pueblo who says that letting go doesn't mean we forget, but we let go of the energy attached to thoughts. And ultimately, that's to heal ourselves when we can let go of anger, irritation, frustration. Just a few more breaths on this side. Again, just notice where the mind had gone and very kindly bring it back. I think that's a lovely restful twist, that one. So slowly, slowly, let's come up. Let's pause at the top. Let everything settle. And this time, we're taking our left shin forward. So having the bolster nearby for coming forward. First of all, again, we come into this very unbalanced pose. So our fingers either side of you, lift up the spine, roll the shoulders back, and then drop your right hip and really let it go splodgy into the earth. At this point, I like to give mine a little rub because it is tight for me. And then close your eyes. 1 minute here. Sorry, 2 to 3 breaths here. Notice every time how you might pick up that big, dense right hip and glute muscle. And from here, you may stay, or for a minute, you might come forward. Forearms onto bolster. Again, keep softening around the right hip and glute area. 3 more breaths. We're not rushing now. We're really tapping into this new moon energy, inviting us to slow down. And then let's bring this bolster to the left hip. And again, we're going to turn it into a twist. So when you're ready, lengthen, elongate your spine, and then we turn, 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 turn. Draping yourself over the bolster, maybe looking to the left, maybe looking to the right. And just settle in here now for 2 minutes. Three more deep breaths. And then again, very slowly come up. We're going to come onto our back now. And this pose in yin yoga, which works with what we call meridians, balances our meridians of the kidney and the liver. And it's also kind of bringing symmetry back into our body. So how we do it, if you have a bolster, you take your feet together and knees wide, and perhaps rest your hands on your groin. So just bringing a bit of balance into the body. Now you can stay here for the rest of the practice, which is about another 5 minutes. At some point, you might wish to extend your legs long. So I'll leave you to decide what helps you come into balance. And very quickly, just ensure your chin is tucked so the back of the neck is long. And if you're feeling a bit agitated, it's nice to put something on your tummy sometimes. Maybe there's a cushion there, or your hands, or a cat. Maybe you have your palms up beside you. Let it be a conscious placement. And as we conclude this new moon practice, this invitation to begin again, as we begin again another cycle, and resisting the temptation to set intentions about being any different to how you are. And just finishing with this poem by John Welwood. Forget about enlightenment. Sit down wherever you are and listen to the wind singing in your veins. Feel the love, the longing, the fear in your bones. Open your heart to who you are right now, not who you would like to be, not the saint that you're striving to become, but the being right here before you, inside you, around you. All of you is holy. You are already more and less than whatever you can know. Breathe out, touch in, let go. And just start to make your breathing slightly deeper. And feel your body resting on the earth beneath you. And often for balance, we need rest. That's the thing we often deprive ourselves of, as we constantly give to others. Maybe setting an intention to have more rest this next cycle. And take 2 more consciously balanced breaths. And sigh everything else away. And in a way that best serves you, start to bring tiny movement back to your body, to your fingers, to your joints. Maybe there's an overhead stretch that you need right now. Maybe you need to curl up into a little ball. Maybe you need to stay here a little bit longer. Otherwise, very, very slowly, press yourself up to a seat. And roll the shoulders back. Press the hands onto your knees. And find that place of balance in the body as you wiggle a little bit side to side. And you just know when you found it, because the nervous system tends to relax. And breathe in. Sigh everything else away. And bring those arms all the way up towards the sky. Breathing out, wheel everything back to your center. Thank you so much for your practice today. It's been an honor. Namaste. And if you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, it's at Sarah Rush Yoga. I don't bombard you. I'm way too lazy, but there's details of retreats there. I send you little stuff about the moon and the seasons, and details of all sorts of little poems as well. So do sign up if you want a little bit more. Thank you.